Hi everyone, good afternoon. It is Sarah Shipton here from Scrapbooking with Sarah. I am coming live to you today on Tuesday, August 2024 with this week's Technique Tuesday class. And as usual, I am super excited to be sharing with you today. So firstly, I want to apologize that my Technique Tuesday class is a little bit later than normal, but I think you will all forgive me because if you have heard, seen, or watched the news, today Stampin' Up! Released a video with some information regarding their commitment to 12 by 12 inch scrapbooking and the products that they're going to be integrating into their range. I am so excited. Like seriously, guys, I have been crying happy tears today. My phone has not stopped. Everyone is so pumped. And I was going to wait until they release the video and go live and share that information with you and do this Technique Tuesday class. And I watched the video and I was like, nope, you've got to hear straight from the horse's mouth yourself. You have got to watch Corey and Ashley and hear their very exciting news. So I am so pumped and just beyond grateful. I have so much gratitude for Stampin' Up! And everything that they are doing to continue enable the close to my heart, the former close to my heart makers and VIP customers to continue on their memory keeping journey with products that we know, we love and we trust. And as you have heard me say many times before, if I didn't think that the product was good enough for my own scrapbook albums, I certainly wouldn't be encouraging you to use them yourself. So, wow, what a day it has been today. So let's get right into it and talk about this week's scrapbooking challenge. You might have noticed we're looking a little bit brighter in my office today. I have invested in a ring light for our scrapbooking Technique Tuesday classes. And I think it looks pretty good from here. The camera setup is a little different for me. So the class cube is actually over my phone. So there are some sections that are a little bit blocked, but I'm hoping that I will be able to see if you do pop up and watch live today in my scrapbooking group, that I will be able to give you a shout out. You're probably too busy watching the video from Stampin' Up! To be tuning in to my Technique Tuesday class. So I'm just going to keep moving along and we'll obviously post the video as we normally do. So this week's pattern is pattern number 14 on page 32 from the Make It From Your Heart Volume 6 book. I am still working with this Close to My Heart how-to pattern guide. We've got several more layouts to come from this particular book, and then I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to teach you after that time. The thing I love about this particular pattern is that you can really showcase all your beautiful pattern paper or your designer series paper. And you can do this pattern with either a landscape photo or with a portrait photo. So I have done mine, as you can see, with a landscape photo. My intention was to recreate another layout using the same paper collection, but with a portrait photo. And I ran out a little bit of time last week. I might get time to do that this week. But I am creating with Gnomes for Summer this week, and also next week. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of sneak peek about what's coming next week. And the reason I'm doing that is the Gnomes for Summer paper collection. This was a Close to My Heart branded paper collection. So this was part of the July and August release of Close to My Heart products through Stampin' Up! And this is going to be the last of the paper collections that I'm teaching from the Close to My Heart transition. So I have taught Secret Garden. We did Soda Pop last week, and this week and next week will be Gnomes for Summer. And then the first week of September moving forward, I'm going to be working exclusively with Stampin' Up! Paper Suites and their designer series paper. So exciting to do that. Hi, Ray. Hi, Pauline. Thanks so much for joining us today. It's great to have you online. I hope you are enjoying your day. Okay, so we're working with Gnomes for Summer. Now, the reason I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak peek on next week's scrapbooking challenge as well is because today, on top of the scrapbooking announcement, the restrictions for who was eligible to purchase the Close to My Heart product actually lifted today in the South Pacific market. So if you are in Australia and New Zealand, you no longer have to have a valid Close to My Heart email address in order to get access to the Close to My Heart brand of products. You can jump onto my website anywhere in Australia, Scrapbooking with Sarah Shipton.stampinup.net, and you can purchase the Close to My Heart brand of products. Those products previously were only available to former makers and VIP customers and online customers of Close to My Heart with a valid email address, but those restrictions were lifted today. And so what that means is whatever Close to My Heart branded product is left available on the website is while supplies last. I noted today we did have this morning when I went on first, we had 5 pages of Close to My Heart branded product. We're down to 4. Okay, so product is moving quickly. So I'm going to give you a heads up on next week's scrapbooking challenge because I want you to be able to see 2 layouts that I've created using Gnomes for Summer. So you have the option to be able to purchase this paper pack with sticker sheet yourself if you do wish to do so. Now, I did do a Facebook Live on my Facebook page yesterday, Scrapbooking with Sarah, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I talked through the Gnomes for Summer Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. So I didn't invest in that Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, but if you did, and if you are going to, you will get the workshop kit in its entirety, which also includes a scrapbooking workshop guide, and you will be able to create 3 double-page scrapbook layouts. So I did not get the kit. I bought just the pattern paper on its own with the sticker sheet. In fact, I've got what I've got left over here. So I bought the Gnomes for Summer paper pack and sticker sheet. And then with the coordinating cardstock colors, I just matched that up with my paper pack and sticker sheet. And I have used a Close to My Heart branded stamp set to embellish. The reason being is that I'm not a huge fan of gnomes personally. So like you, I have my list of product that I love and that I want to invest in. Typically, it will be product that I know that I'm going to use again and again in my scrapbook albums. I've been scrapbooking since middle school. I've been teaching it since 2002, so for 22 years now. And so as you can understand, over the years, I've built up quite the collection of products. So typically, if I'm going to be investing in stamp sets and die cuts, they will be ones that I know that I'm going to use a lot of. So I did use a Close to My Heart branded stamp set, which I'm allowed to teach you with. In terms of embellishing, there was an embellishment pack that coordinated with Gnomes for Summer, but that sold out very quickly. So I have used the Stampin' Up! 2024 to 2026 in colour shimmer gems. And I have used the pink shimmer gems, and they will work perfectly with the Gnomes for Summer paper pack, sticker sheet, and coordinating cardstock. Okay. So as you can see here, these are the stickers that I have got left over in my pack. So I still have plenty of titles here. I've got plenty of embellishments I can do. The pattern paper, the thing that I love about the pattern paper is the gnomes is only on one side. So if you are like me and not a huge fan of the gnomes, then you can just use the pink pattern side, which was perfect for my photos. I've created 2 scrapbooking layouts, and because I didn't get the workshop guide in the kit, I've used some how-to patterns from my how-to book. One of the things I really love that's Close to My Heart did with their paper packs is they included a 1/2-inch zip strip at the top of their 12 by 12 inch paper. So that's the first thing you do when you take your pattern paper out is you cut off your 1/2-inch zip strip. But on the back of the zip strip, I love that they used to also feature the coordinating cardstock colors that go with that paper pack. Now, you can purchase these colors in single color packs. There's 24 sheets of cardstock in one pack. If you are attending my workshops, then you can purchase your Close to My Heart cardstock from me individually per sheet at workshop, and you can get just the amount that you need for your layouts. One of the things that I love that Stampin' Up! Do with their product descriptions is they have included also the coordinating cardstock colours on the front of the packaging as well. So I've created 2 double page layouts. I'm going to share the second one with you at the end of this video. And as you can see here, I've got enough pattern paper, some leftover cardstock that I can create a couple more layouts with. And I know this collection is going to be very popular because we love all of the things summer, all of the things holidays, vacations, traveling, paradise in the swimming pool, as you can see here, and the beach. So with this particular pattern, you can see that we've got some 2 by 2 inch squares. I love this because you're going to take 4 sheets of paper. I have done 2 sheets in patterned paper, and I've done 2 sheets in coordinating cardstock. And then you're going to have your base pages. I've gone with rosy. And then your larger papers here, the square papers, you're going to have, well, I used White Daisy, which, as we heard today, is going to be called White Willow. Now, I did mess up my cutting. I fixed it. Sorry, I fixed my cutting of my white cardstock. So you can see I've got this here as a base. The only piece of cardstock that I did add was a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch piece of cardstock to mat my photo. And I've popped my photo up here using the Stampin' Dimensionals just to lift that up. I've got a paradise sticker here, my little journal box. So I didn't stamp this bit of cardstock when I was choosing what papers I was going to use. I chose pattern paper and then 2 sheets of cardstock, and I've used the lighter side of the cardstock. So if you watched the Stampin' Up! Video today, and if you are familiar with the Close to My Heart cardstock, the Close to My Heart cardstock is 2-tone, and super exciting that Stampin' Up! Is going to be moving to making available 12 by 12 inch cardstock in 2-tone. So this is the color Lemonade. You can see that the original color is on one side of the cardstock, and if you were to turn that over, you're going to get a lighter tone of the lemonade color, which is great for scrapbooking, card making, any paper craft. You've just got a little bit more variety and some choice there. So I have used the lighter side of my cardstock, and one of the things I love to do is cut out especially if I'm going to add big square bases, just so it doesn't make the scrapbook page super heavy and add weight to my album. And of course, I'm also being thrifty there and saving on my paper rather than having 2 solid 12 by 12 inch sheets of paper stuck together there. Sometimes I do it, and in other cases I don't. It just depends on how lazy I'm being at the time, if I'm being entirely honest with you. So I've used Lemonade as my cardstock, and also the color Journey. So again, that is the darker side and that is the lighter side. So I'm going to be demonstrating the technique to you today, which is called random stamping. So with the cardstock, as you can see, I have actually stamped my cardstock squares. So I've used a little ice cream sprinkle stamp on this one, and I've used a pineapple stamp on this one. And random stamping is a really fun technique. If you are new to stamping, random stamping is great because there are no rules, right? And you don't have to be perfect. And it doesn't matter if you get all inky and mess stuff up. It doesn't matter if you go off the edges and outside the lines. In fact, that's exactly what we want you to do when you are doing random stamping. So let's get straight into the technique, and then I'm going to share next week's layout with you and talk a little bit about the remainder of the layout here. So I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm obsessed with this mat. I'm really enjoying stamping with this mat. I am going to just pop some scratch paper over the top of my mat, or scrap paper, I should say, because when you're doing the random stamping, you are going to go off the edges of your stamp, okay? Off the edges of your cardstock. So you want to make sure you've got some scrap paper down underneath the bits that you're stamping on. I have got my coordinating ink pad colours. So we're putting lemonade ink onto the lemonade cardstock, and we are putting Journey ink onto the Journey cardstock, okay? So you're getting that really cool monochromatic vibe, and it's going to look amazing. It almost looks, actually, if you see this pineapple up close, it almost looks felt-like. It looks a little like textured or 3D. Like I could, if I was to run that over, my finger over that, it would feel like feltish. I know that's like, I love to make up my own words. It just looks so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's get stamping here. I have got my blocks. Now, I'm still using my Close to My Heart blocks because they are working fine. If you are new to stamping, then you can invest in a bundle with some different size blocks, or you can just get your blocks as you need them, depending on the size that you want to invest in. Obviously, you want to get the size that matches your stamp set. When you purchase a stamp set, it does have suggested block sizes that you can invest in, and I will drop in the comments links to all of the products that I've shared with you today on my website, so you can either go and check them out yourself or even add them to your shopping cart. So as I mentioned, I went with a Close to My Heart branded stamp set. So this is a My Acrylic stamp. Honestly, I'm really loving using the Stampin' Up! Stamps. There is not much difference between them. The Stampin' Up! Stamps are a photopolymer stamp. They work the exact same way in that you put your stamp onto the block, you ink it up, you turn your block over, and you apply pressure onto your cardstock with your inked stamp. It is pretty much as simple as that. So I'm going to grab my Lemonade ink pad out here. These are a magnetic ink pad. Lemonade is a colour that you can purchase on my website. And because this is a felt stamp, you can actually apply a fair bit of pressure. You can hear that I'm tapping on that. You can actually apply a fair bit of pressure. So I'm just going to finish that with a tap. And then random stamping is you are just going to stamp your pineapple wherever you want. And I'm going to grab another block here, and let me okay, so I do have another 2x2 inch block, but it's in the other room, so I'm going to use a bigger block here. Typically when you're stamping, you don't want to use a massive size block with your stamp like you would do here, because that's when you end up running the risk of over inking your stamp and ending up with it all on your block, and then you end up transferring this excess onto your surface. So I'm feeling pretty confident about not doing that, because there are some grooved edges in my block here, and I'm just tapping the stamp into the ink. I don't need to apply a huge amount of pressure, and what I'm going to do here is just line that pineapple up with, line the pineapple up with, I didn't do a very good job there. Line the pineapple up with the, oh my gosh, what do you call those bits? The piney bits, the spiky bits of the pineapple. And now let's do another little bit of pineapple in this corner here. All right. So as you can see, I'm going off the edges of my cardstock. Let's do some other little, I do not know the technical term for the spiky bits at the top of a pineapple. If anyone knows what they are, feel free to shout out. I'm just going to pop a little bit there on the corner like so. And that's how I've ended up with my 2x2 inch square of pineapple stamped. So with the finished result here, you can see I've done them all different. They're not meant to look matchy or perfect. These are around the other way. These are opposite each other. It's really, you can see here, you don't even see the spikes of this pineapple here. I've got it down the bottom. So there's no hard and fast rules with your random stamping. So if you are new to stamping, maybe try some random stamping first, just to help build your confidence with using stamps. I mentioned earlier that I've been teaching scrapbooking for 22 years. When I joined Close to My Heart 11 years ago, I had never done stamping before. I envisioned I was going to be carrying around big boxes of like wooden stamps that I used to use when I was in preschool and kindergarten. That's what I thought I was going to be doing, and I thought it was just going to be a hot mess. And much to my surprise, I actually really enjoyed stamping, and I find that it's actually quite therapeutic, and it's great if I just want to have a little bit of blah time. Now, I've got ink on that stamp, so what I want to do here is introduce you to my cleaning tools. So I have invested in the Stamp & Scrub, which I am loving. So this folds out. It's got rubber feet, so you can pop it down on your craft space. And in the corner, I'm going to face it around this way. So cool. In the corner here, there's a little triangle with water droplets on this side of the Stamp & Scrub. And on this side, I've got a little triangle with a sunshine. I kind of think of it as like, you know, the icons on your air conditioning unit where you've got the water droplets for cold and the sunshine for hot, warm and dry. And what I'm going to do here is I am just going to grab my Stamp and Mist. This is a stamp cleaner, and it's a stamp cleaner that is especially designed to clean and condition your stamps. Okay, so you are just going to mist the side with the water droplets with your Stamp and Scrub, and you're going to keep this other side dry. And with my stamp on its block, I'm just going to clean that excess ink off just by running that around a couple of times in a circular motion, and then I can dry off the other side of my Stamp and Scrub. And now I can take that pineapple off my block and I can pop it back on the carrier sheet. And we're going to do the same with our little spiky bits. I love that spiky bit term. Very, very professional. And we're going to pop that one back on the carrier sheet, and we'll put this to the side because I've also got the little confetti stamp here. Well, actually, it's not confetti. It is meant to be ice cream sprinkles. So this was actually a card making stamp set that I invested in with Close to My Heart, and I thought it would work perfect with the paper collection Gnomes for Summer because you've got some pineapples on here and some ice creams. There's my little pineapple one. So now we're going to do the 2x2 inch square with Journey. So I've got my Journey cardstock. I want to make sure that's under my Stamp and Pierce mat. The thing I'm loving about this mat is because it's so hard, you get a really nice detailed stamped image on your cardstock. So I've got my Journey ink pad here. This is also still available on my website. So both of those ink pads, they are a water-based dye ink, acid-free as well, so safe to use in your scrapbooking. I've got my little ice cream sprinkles or my confetti stamp here. You can see that I'm using a much smaller size block for this. So you don't want to be putting your ice cream sprinkle stamp on a big block like this, because that's when you're probably going to end up rocking the stamp in the ink and ending up with all of that excess around there. So I'm just going to be smart today, and this one's a really fun one to do with the random stamping. So I'm just tapping this up and I'm just going to stamp on my cardstock. So because it is a really cute little sprinkle stamp set, again, there's no hard or fast rules. It's okay if you overlap your sprinkles. I went around the outside, first of all, of my squares, and then I stamped in the middle just to fill that space up. You can put your stamp on a different angle. And I'm just going to do that middle one there. Perfect. And we are going to pop that back on there like so, and then I'm going to bring my Stamp and Scrub. So I just get into the habit of, after I have finished with my stamp, I just get into the habit of actually cleaning that off and drying that off. In fact, when I'm sitting here, I actually sit and create at the exact same workspace that I'm teaching you at today. And I have my, you can't really see, just sort of off to the side here in the corner, I have my Stamp and Scrub sitting just here to my right. It's always open. So then when I'm ready to clean my stamp set, I can do that. I've got it nice and close by, and it's also really easy to pack up and transport to my workshops as well. And my customers are really enjoying learning the new Close to My Heart, the new Stampin' Up! Products and playing with those as well. So once I've cleaned my stamps, I'm going to pop them back on the carrier sheet over the top of the foam square and back inside its holder. And I'm just going to come back to my layout here. So that is the random stamping, nothing too fabulous. So obviously what you want to do is you want to do your random stamping of your 2x2 inch squares, do all of your journey ones or whatever color you're using. You want to do all of those first of all. Then you want to do your next ones. And I have also done random stamping on my larger squares here. So these were photo mats. I'm going to take this out of the memory protector in a moment because we've got a bit of a glare on that. But the reason I've left it in the memory protector is that I'm introducing you also to a product called the Flip Flap. And if you know me, you know that I am obsessed with Flip Flaps. They are just such a cute, fun little product. The best thing is that they are exactly the same quality. This little Flip Flap, we call it a Flip Flap memory protector. This little Flip Flap is the same quality as the memory protector that you're going to slide your scrapbooking layout into. So I love that. You can see here that it's sealed around the outside, and then you put your adhesive strip underneath. So when I fold that over here, this is actually closed at the top. The photo goes in and underneath there like so, okay? So what it means is that when I stick my photo on the back of another one, you want to make sure you've got the photos up the right way. So then when I flip that up, my photo here is facing the right way also. And then you fold the adhesive strip underneath the flap, and you stick that down over the top of your memory protector. So I have taught Flip Flaps many times. If you jump onto my YouTube channel, Scrapbooking with Sarah, and search through the weekly scrapbooking challenges, there's one there where I would have highlighted using Flip Flaps as the technique for the Technique Tuesday class. But it just enables you to get extra photos, memorabilia, maybe even your journaling square as well. Like instead of having your journaling here, you might have a journal square that goes underneath the flap. And these come in a variety of different sizes as well. So this one here is a 3x3 inch Flip Flap. Awesome news. This was a Close to My Heart product that Stampin' Up! Are going to be making part of their core range. So the 3x3 inch size is still available on my website. You might see the Flip Flaps go out of stock, but then they are going to be coming back in. Okay, so that just means that the initial inventory amount in the South Pacific has sold, but you will be able to get Flip Flaps long term, which I and my customers are so excited about because I have one in every size and I love them. It just helps me to get a couple of extra photos onto my scrapbooking layout. So if I take this out like so, you can see here that these photos I've mounted with some Stampin' Dimensionals. That is a great tip if you've got busy background pattern paper that you are matting your photos onto, or you've got this larger border. Having it mounted up with that dimensionals, the Stampin' Dimensionals, just helps give a little bit of space and obviously dimension between your photo and the pattern paper. So I did do some random stamping. The great thing with this one is you only have to random stamp around the outside because you're going to cover the middle of that cardstock with a 3x3 inch photo. I've done a little embellishment cluster down the bottom here using those Unbounded Beauty gems. So this color here is Pretty in Pink, which goes obviously very well with this collection. Another little embellishment cluster up the top here with some of the stickers. That was actually the zip strip with the icy poles on them. A little sticker here with some dimensionals and then just some gems just to bling it up a little bit because who doesn't love the bling? And you can see here I've got my Flip Flap on top of the memory protector. So what I do is I slide my scrapbooking layout into the memory protector and then I actually stick my Flip Flap over the top. You can line up your adhesive strip and also your photo over the top. I typically will put the better photo on the top of the flip flap because that's the one that you're going to see first when you're flicking through an album. A really fun thing that I have done as well with flip flaps, and in fact, you can purchase a little punch with Stampin' Up. It's like a tag, and you can actually stick the tag either side of the flip flap. So that lets the reader know that's looking at your scrapbook album, that is interactive, and you can hold that little tag or tab, and then you can flip that flip flap up. So best photo on top with your flip flap. And the other tip I was going to give you, what was I going to say? Flip flap. Oh yes, so I stick my flip flap on top of the memory protector. Okay, so I do see some people slice a very fine slit in their memory protector. It's really just a personal choice. I'm not a huge fan of that technique. Just personally, I don't want to cut my memory protector. I want to keep my memory protector whole and have the flip flap over the top. It's not damaging, and even in some instances, I helped a customer do this on the weekend. She had not stuck her flip flap down properly, so that you could actually see the adhesive strip here at the top, and I was able to take that off the memory protector, reposition the photo inside the flap, and then put the flip flap back on top of her memory protector facing up the correct way. Okay, so I mean, I wouldn't pull that off now. You can see here that's giving a little bit here with the adhesive, but it is quite a secure adhesive there. So that is my Technique Tuesday class for today, ladies. I hope you have enjoyed seeing that, and I am just going to give you, I didn't tell you my story of my photos. These photos were taken on the Close to My Heart incentive trip in Mexico. So these are some of my beautiful Close to My Heart friends. Pretty much everyone in this photo transitioned over to Stampin' Up. So Jen's here, Sarah's here, Shelley, Jackie, oh my gosh, who can I see? There's Joe, Noreen, who else have we got here? Oh my gosh, there's some faces there. There's Michael, Keely. I think that's Jen in the background. So if you guys are watching, a big shout out to you. Can't wait to see you all again soon. Here's some of the other beautiful Close to My Heart makers that transitioned over to Stampin' Up. My dear friend Monica, who was the president of Close to My Heart and was instrumental in making this transition happen for us. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful. And let me just give you a little bit of a sneak peek on next week's layout. If you are inspired, here's a 4x4 inch flip flap. Here, I hope this inspires you to create with gnomes for summer. If you've got any beach, holiday, vacation, or swimming pool photos, then you are definitely going to want to use this. And this is my Pocket Plus memory protector. This was a product that we were told very early in the piece by Close to My Heart that Stampin' Up would not be carrying transitioning over. If you love Pocket Plus memory protectors, please, please, please help me to make a suggestion to Stampin' Up to carry this product, because I'm a huge fan of this. This actually goes into your album the same way your memory protector does in your D-ring or your postbound album. This actually sits in the middle of my scrapbook layout, and I can flip this just like a page of my album. Look at this, girls. So I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 photos. These were taken on Royal Caribbean's private island, Coco Cay, at Hideaway Beach as part of the Close to My Heart incentive trip that I went on earlier this year. My husband and I extended, and we spent a week cruising around the Bahamas. It was absolutely incredible for our 20th wedding anniversary to celebrate that. And I look at these photos and they just make me so, so happy. They truly, truly do. So if you did not get gnomes for summer, you're going to want to add that baby to your shopping list. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. I will drop in the comments all the fun products I've shared with you today. Have a great week, and I can't wait to see what you create. Bye for now.